Thank you very much. Please take your seats again. And now I would like to invite our host, Madam Rector Ewa Śniecka-Tamecka, to take the floor. Madam Rector.
Dear professors, dear colleagues, dear friends of the College of Europe, both those who joined us today in person and online, dear parents and members of the families, and above all, most importantly, dear students of the Victoria Amelina promotion. As Kuba said, today we gather to celebrate a big moment and a joyful occasion that you have been working on for the last 10 months, the graduation of the Victoria Amelina promotion 2025-26. I am sure that the families and friends of our graduates are sharing this moment of joy. Your true encouragement, love, and support have played a vital role in our students' achievement. And I would like to thank for this support for your children. Now you can be very proud of them. Please accept my deep gratitude. To my colleagues, thank you for your dedication in guiding, mentoring, and inspiring our students. Your passion for education and commitment to excellence have made this proud and festive occasion possible. Thank you so much. Thank you once again for being today with us, and then we can continue this beautiful graduation ceremony. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam Rector. I believe that both the melody, and the artist we've just heard brought some fresh and very fond memories of our unforgettable Natolin graduation ball. The waltz from the Nights and Days, Noce I Dnie motion picture was masterly performed by Mr. Jakub Lubowicz, music director at the Roma Musical Theatre in Warsaw. Dear guests, dear students, it has been an intense year, but I'm certain that it has also been a deeply rewarding one. And as I look at all of you, such talented and inspiring young people, I want to say this very clearly. Dear Natolinians, we are immensely proud of you. Dear colleagues, could you please show the audience to those joining us and following us remotely? This is a perfect moment for your families and friends to see that you are here with us, so make yourself known. Yes, this is the moment. Those joining us remotely can now see you. Thank you very much. I don't see the enthusiasm. There we go. I knew you can do it. Dear students, as we draw near to the end of the academic year, this is a fitting moment to acknowledge your outstanding academic achievements and the hard work and dedication you have shown throughout the year. Le professeur Georges Ming, professeur résident à la chaire des civilisations européennes et au département d'études interdisciplinaires européennes au Collège d'Europe à Natolin, prendra bientôt la parole afin de remettre nos prix académiques de fin d'année. Les premiers lauréats récompensés seront les deux gagnantes des concours externes des mémoires des masters, ainsi que les meilleurs étudiants de chacune des spécialisations proposées dans le programme d'études interdisciplinaires européennes à Natolin. Soon, some of you will be asked to join us here on stage, so please step onto the stage from one side and stay with us for a few moments to allow for a photo to commemorate your achievement. Je suis certain que vous avez hâte de connaître les résultats déjà. Aussi, sans plus attendre, je voudrais maintenant donner la parole au professeur Georges Ming.
Chers étudiants, chers collègues, chers invités, je m'exprime aujourd'hui au nom de Madame la directrice d'études et en mon nom propre. Nous nous réunissons aujourd'hui pour célébrer l'aboutissement d'un parcours exigeant, marqué par la curiosité intellectuelle, l'engagement et le dialogue qui font la singularité du campus de Natolin du Collège d'Europe, ainsi que de son programme des études européennes interdisciplinaires. Cette cérémonie est avant tout l'occasion de reconnaître l'excellence sous ses différentes formes. Derrière chaque distinction se trouvent des heures de travail, de réflexion, de recherche, mais aussi une volonté de contribuer à une meilleure compréhension des enjeux qui façonnent notre continent et le monde. Bien sûr, nous honorons aujourd'hui les étudiants les plus méritants, mais je m'autorise une observation personnelle. Cette promotion, que je connais pour avoir eu à dialoguer lors de mon examen avec chacune parmi vous, est d'une très grande qualité. Et j'espère que les liens que nous avons noués demeureront lorsque vous poursuivrez vos brillantes trajectoires professionnelles. Ces distinctions revêtent cette année une signification particulière car votre promotion porte le nom de Victoria Amelina. En choisissant Victoria Amelina comme patronne de cette promotion, le Collège d'Europe a voulu honorer une femme qui incarna de façon exemplaire la rencontre entre l'excellence intellectuelle et le courage civique. Qu'il me soit permis de rappeler un de ces messages adressés aux Européens et par là même à vous. Si l'Europe accepte, je cite, que des crimes contre l'humanité puissent rester impunis, cela changera irréversiblement l'Europe elle-même. Et aussi audacieux que cela puisse paraître, nous devons protéger l'Europe, non seulement sur le champ de bataille, mais aussi au niveau de valeurs. Et maintenant, j'ai l'honneur et le plaisir de nommer le lauréat des prix extérieurs. Ces récompenses, décernées par des institutions et partenaires qui accompagnent la mission du Collège d'Europe à Natolin, témoignent de la qualité du travail accompli par les lauréats distingués par leur pays d'origine. En l'occurrence, l'Italie. Il s'agit du prix ex aequo du Dipartimento per gli Affari Europei della Presidenza del Consiglio dei Ministri. Les lauréates sont Barbara Matta, ça c'est pour vous.
Oui, s'il vous plaît.
Et ceci aussi pour vous. Et félicitations. Restez ici parce qu'il y aura une deuxième personne. La deuxième lauréate est Margherita Rossi. Ceci est pour vous. Et ceci aussi. Félicitations. Bien, bien. Vous pouvez peut-être descendre par là. Merci. Nous tenons maintenant à distinguer les meilleurs étudiants de chaque filière de notre programme. Oui, vous pouvez. Mais attendez, il y aura après une photo commune. Meilleur étudiant de la filière Affaires publiques et politiques de l'Union européenne est Reinhold Peter Vermerker. D'abord ça. Merci. Ensuite ça. Et ça.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Félicitations. Bravo. Meilleur étudiant de la filière l'Union européenne et le monde est Neissa Ferdilus. Le meilleur étudiant ou étudiante de la filière l'Union européenne dans l'Europe élargie et ses voisins, ce sera Cornelis Theodorus Hubertus van der Tot. Félicitations. Vous recevrez Chers étudiants ou étudiantes de la filière Histoire et Civilisation européenne, ce sera Alessandro Iurato.
Congratulations. We are getting more and more proud of you every minute. And now it's time to announce the winners of the awards of our Natolin academic chairs for the outstanding master thesis in their respective fields. We shall start with the European Neighborhood Chair and its chairholder, Professor Adam Łazowski. The floor is yours.
Madam Rector, colleagues, distinguished guests, and students of Victoria Amelina promotion. Last night I was stopped by one of the students who asked me what kind of an event the graduation is. Is it a joyful occasion, he inquired, or something resembling a wake? Well, it of course all depends on what we want it to be. My immediate reaction is it's a celebration, but of a thoughtful kind. On the one hand, together with your families and friends here in Natolin or online, we are celebrating your achievements. Parents, friends, you must be extremely proud. So are we. And so are my colleagues at the Neighborhood Chair, Professors Sasnal, Schumacher, Doctors Gamkrelize, Tushka, and Aliyev. We congratulate you for getting to the finish line of this very intensive academic year. All the courses that you took, all the extracurriculars you attended, and your dissertations, of course. Now, on the other hand, however, as you exit the gates of the college for the very last time as students, it makes us a little sad that we, and I hope the feeling is mutual, got used to each other's presence. Randomly said hello in the morning, long conversations during and after classes, or something, a chat over a bite in the canteen. So I do hope that this is not goodbye, but simply see you next time. And I'm sure that each and every of you is a little bit, or perhaps even quite thoughtful today. Did I do things wisely? What if I could turn back the time? What if I were now been given an option to be parachuted back to September 2025? Some of you are probably thinking, oh, please, God, no. The others are probably thinking, oh, yes, why not? The choice is yours. Many of you, I'm sure, are thinking what the future holds. We live in dangerous times. A cliche, but it's true. Some call it post-truth era. Others, era of post-international order. What is our role, then, in all of this? What shall we do? Now, let me give you a beacon for navigation. Your patron de promotion, Victoria Amelina. She once said, the writer is alive for as long as she is read. She will be alive not only because of her work, and that will continue to be read, but because you, as it were, are the bearers of her torch. And as you do that, please never lose your curiosity. Always seek for the truth, even if it will not give you comfort. Be an inspiration, role model for others. Have what Victoria would call volia, freedom, volition, and will. And please remember also the words of Dame Eleanor Sharpson, who we had as a guest last year here in Natolin, who was a British Advocate General at the EU Court. And she said in one of her opinions, solidarity is the lifeblood of the European project. These poignant words were, of course, made in the EU context, but solidarity is not limited to Europe to the EU, its neighbours and friends. It is and it should be universal. And you have shown a great deal of solidarity during this academic year, and for that, we thank you. Remember, we can all make good deeds on a daily basis, no matter where we come from, where our life takes us, and what others shout through the megaphones. We should know better. We can express solidarity just like we breathe, in and out, in and out. But now, he did say it's a celebration, right? Okay. So, students, drum rolls, please. So, the award for the best dissertation in neighborhood studies goes to Valentina Maleńczy. Okay, again, there's more. Now, the ex aequo award goes to Anas Badawi. And the third ex aequo award goes to Reinout from Marken.
Thank you. To the supervisor. It was a joy. Thank you.
Congratulations once again. Thank you very much. And now it is my pleasure to ask Professor Richard Bartłomiej-Pawlikowski, chair holder of the European Civilization Chair, to join us on stage. Richard.
Madam Rector, colleagues, students of the Victoria Amelina Promotion and their families, dzień dobry. The times, they are a-changing. That is as true today as it was 62 years ago when Bob Dylan admonished mothers and fathers throughout the land not to criticize what they couldn't understand. And so is the prophecy that the slow one now will later be first, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last, for the times they are a-changing. But there is so much to understand. Even the emojis that some of your younger siblings probably use, just so you can't understand them. And how should you try to understand so much at once? not by surrendering your faculties when faced by a surfeit of information flickering across your screens, clamoring for your ever shorter attention spans. How should you distinguish between stories that are algorithmed to provoke your outrage? Skeptically, not cynically, but skeptically. Consider skeptically the reliability of the sources and the plausibility of the narratives that are spun around them, and prepare to revise your own convictions, but sometimes to confirm them. Historians have been fact-checking fake news for 2,500 years. For the times are always a-changing. But have people always sought to understand them? Isn't it easier to let algorithms and AI do your thinking, tell your stories, and choose your friends? 2 millennia ago, a historian posed the challenge. It is better to live in perilous liberty than in tranquil servitude. Remember last September? But is it? That is a question for us all. As this academic year draws somewhat stickily to its close, I wish to congratulate you on graduating from the College of Europe in Natolin. May this be a wonderful foundation for the rest of your careers, and more importantly, the rest of your lives. I wish to thank particularly those students who have engaged with history, as my colleague Dr. Rozumalski says, who have practiced slow learning, slow thinking. And I wish to thank my colleagues in the European Civilization Chair who have helped you to do so. Professor Georges Mink, Professor Marek Cichotsky, Professor Sławomir Delmski, Dr. Jason Rozumalski, and perhaps especially Ms. Anna Banach. I now announce the 2 equal winners of the Chair's Prize for the outstanding student in the field of European history and civilization. First, Margherita Rossi. And also Margot Legrand.
Et mesdames et messieurs, enfin, il est temps d'annoncer encore 2 lauréats. L'auteur du meilleur mémoire de master et le meilleur étudiant ou étudiante de la promotion Victoria Amelina au Collège d'Europe à Natolin. Professeur Mink, veuillez nous rejoindre une nouvelle fois sur scène.
C'est l'apothéose. Mais avant de passer à l'apothéose, j'ai une parole personnelle. Je voudrais remercier Madame la rectrice, parce qu'au fond, sans elle, et je la connais maintenant depuis une trentaine d'années, vous ne serez pas là, tout simplement. Et donc, merci beaucoup, vraiment. J'ajouterai aussi les remerciements à nos assistants. Il n'y aurait pas eu ces effets de travail sans eux. J'ai pratiqué un assistant personnellement, mais je pense que tous sont aussi excellents que lui. Merci encore une fois, et même, je pense, au nom de nos étudiants. Merci. Enfin, nous avons le privilège de distinguer l'auteur de la meilleure maîtrise de cette promotion, ainsi que le meilleur étudiant de la promotion Victoria Amelina à Natolin. Le meilleur étudiant de la promotion Victoria Amelina est Cornelis van der Top.
I have a book. Okay. I'll read it. I have some summer holiday.
Là, il y a un album particulier.
Cornelis.
C'est un vrai collectionneur de prix. L'auteur, ou devrais-je dire l'autrice, du meilleur mémoire de toute la promotion est Alexandra Stamborowska.
Congratulations, thank you very much, and again, congratulations to all the winners. May I now invite all those recognized today, together with Madam Rector, Professors Bartlik-Pawlikowski, Professor Wazowski, and Professor Ming, to join me on stage for a family photo. Again, thank you, congratulations. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a short video message for our Natolin students from the student representatives from Bruges and Tirana.
Hello.
Et bonjour
From the rainy city of Bruges.
to lovely Natolin. I think we can all agree that this year
Has been absolutely crazy.
Regardless of the many things that this intensive year came with,
Or maybe because of them.
the college experience is something that we will keep in our minds for the rest of our lives.
Friendship, tears of joy
And of sadness,
have made this year unforgettable with particular regard to the campus exchange.
which has shown that we're not only part of the construction of Europe,
We are Europe.
Thanks again for the organization, EUREPS and students.
Congratulations on finishing up this year, and we hope to see you in Brussels. And to end in the most European way possible,
12 points
12 points
from Bruges to Natolin.
Dear friends from Natolin, on behalf of the College of Europe campus in Tirana, it is a privilege to congratulate you, the Natolin cohort of Victoria Amelina promotion, as you celebrate the conclusion of this academic year. When we first arrived at the college, many of us did not know what our three campuses had in store for us. While each campus is unique, Bruges, Natolin, and Tirana share something special. Whether in 1949, 1992, or 2024, all three opened during a transformative phase of their home countries and of Europe. Natolin represents something that our campus understands well, that Europe is always in motion and that its history and future must always be reflected upon and revisited. This year, beyond lectures, long nights, and deadlines, became a story of encounters, with new perspectives, new friendships, and a new understanding of each other. It was our great pleasure to host you in Tirana during the exchange and to be welcomed with such warmth during our visit to Natolin. Over the course of those visits, our two communities became one. We explored together, learned from each other, and created memories that will remain with us for many years to come. Across Bruges, Natolin, and Tirana, we have all experienced the college differently, shaped by our academic focuses, our surroundings, and our local contexts. Yet, we remained connected through a series of shared purposes and through the responsibilities that come with studying Europe at a moment of profound change. Wherever our paths lead next, the relationships and experience built this year will continue to shape how we understand Europe and our place within it. As alumni, we may now be moving into different directions, but the college will always continue to connect us across campuses, across countries, and across generations. So from all of us in Tirana, congratulations on everything you have accomplished. Thank you for everything we shared together, and we hope our campuses continue to grow even closer in the years ahead. We wish you a wonderful ceremony and an even brighter future ahead.
Thank you. And now, I'd like to ask all our very own dear student representatives to join me on stage. It's been my privilege and pleasure to work with you and the Student Social Committee this year. Ladislau, Ece, Julia, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Madam Rector, distinguished professors and member staff, dear families and friends, and above all, dear fellow students. When we arrived in Natolin a year ago, many of us thought that the greatest challenges would be the exams, perhaps thesis, or even a vibrant social life. And indeed, this year has challenged us. Some of us are leaving Natolin with a degree and with a few additional gray hairs. Fortunately, it's not my case. And yet, this year has reminded us something much bigger. Studying at the College of Europe is an extraordinary privilege. We spent this year in a beautiful place, surrounded by brilliant people, discussing ideas, imagining Europe's future, and preparing for careers that will shape the world. Yet, while we are discussing European security, others of our generation and younger are defending their country on the battlefield. While we are writing our policy papers and theses, journalists, activists, and scholars around the world are being imprisoned, persecuted, or silenced simply for expressing their opinions. The reality should not make us feel guilty. Rather, it should remind us of the responsibility that comes with the opportunity we have been given. The privilege of studying carries with it the responsibility to act, to speak up, and to use our knowledge in the service of something greater than ourselves. Finally, today is also an opportunity to appreciate those who are accompanied us on our journey. Looking around, Many of us are joined by our parents, partners, relatives, and friends. Their support, encouragement, and love made this year possible. Their presence here today is a gift. This academic year passed in what feels like a blink of an eye, and life, as many of us are beginning to realize, only seems to move faster. Therefore, whenever life takes us after Natolin, let us remember to make time for the people we love, to call them, to visit them, to celebrate them. Because neither our achievements nor the moments we are sharing with those closest to us should ever be taken for granted. I am extremely proud to have represented you over these past 10 months. Thank you and congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. It is lovely to see everyone with their families and friends for our final gathering as students. I've been trying to find the right words for today, and honestly, it has not been easy. Before coming here 10 months ago, Natolin was mostly a place we had seen in photos. The people around us today were names we did not know yet, faces we had not met yet, and stories we had not heard yet. And in 10 months, this place and these people became a very big part of our lives. But a diploma, I think, only tells part of the story. What we will carry from Natolin is also the way we have changed. Little by little, this place added something to us. Through conversations, questions, moments of curiosity that opened a small window into someone else's world. We learned about each other not only in lectures or cultural days, but in the everyday life we shared. The songs we played, the languages we tried to teach each other, and I see the results when we greet each other's parents, the traditions we explained, the jokes that needed translation, and the stories from home that made us feel a little closer. And of course, the food. Yes, ziemniaki. There's a special kind of joy in sharing what you love with the others and seeing someone else receive it with curiosity. We did not become the same, and we did not need to. But I hope we became more open, more attentive, and more willing to understand what is unfamiliar. So today, as we celebrate our academic achievements, I would also like to celebrate us. As we reach the end, we leave Natolin with memories, friendships, and with the traces of people we met. In how we think, in how we listen, and how we understand the world. And last but not least, dziękujemy wszystkim, którzy sprawili, że czuliśmy się tutaj jak w domu. Her şey için teşekkürler Natolin. Thank you for everything and congratulations to all of us.
Well, good morning, everyone. Allow me to start my intervention by borrowing the words of our patron of promotion, Victoria Amelina, who said in her novel House for Doom that when one generation remains silent, the next will eventually invent, and those who come later may not even see the difference between truth and lies. Now that our year at the College of Europe is coming to an end, and we are returning to what we call the real world, we must carry these words with us and act on them. The world needs authenticity, integrity, and respect towards one another, not only in our professional careers, but also in our personal lives. And as I look out at all of you today, I know that the future is in good hands. In Spanish, we have the following expression, es de bien nacidos ser agradecidos, which basically comes to say that it is important to be grateful for what one has. And that is when I want to use this space to express my profound gratitude. Thank you for trusting me in being your student representative this year. Even if it may have been challenging at times, I am very proud of all the things we have created as a community and the relations we have established throughout this past year. People that were strangers in September are now friends that we will carry in our hearts for the rest of our lives. I can only wish that when time passes and you look back at our time in Natolin, you will remember the moments we have shared with joy, solidarity, and companionship. At the end of the day, happiness comes from the experience of things lived. Thank you all for such an unforgettable year, and congratulations to us all.
Thank you very much. I can only echo the words of our dear students reps, referring to us as a community with all our shortcomings, mistakes, flaws, but also with all the kindness we've managed to share over the past 10 months. Our dear reps also mentioned solidarity. And in that spirit of solidarity and responsibility, every year, we, Natolinians, support those in need around the world. Over the past 4 years, through the We Natolinians for Ukrainians initiative, our students have stood with those suffering because of Russian aggression. This year, they collected over 4,700 euros for the Children of Heroes charity fund, which supports the children of fallen Ukrainian defenders. Could the organizers please stand up and make themselves known to the public, as they deserve a big round of applause. Дякую всім, які допомогли закрити цей збір. І як кожного року скажу, що ми є, були і будемо з Україною. The hearts of our community have also turned towards the innocent people suffering in Palestine. Launched in February this year, the We Natolinians for Gaza student initiative has been raising funds for the Jordan Hashemite charity organization, which provides relief to victims in Gaza. In this short time, they have collected over 1,200 euros, and this is not their last word. Could the organizers please stand up too? They deserve equally a big round of applause. Shukran. Thank you very much. And this is not their last word, as I said, so you can still support them in reaching their goal. To do so, please feel free to scan the QR code visible on the screens right now. And to make it easier, in the top right corner of the website, you can switch the language to English. Okay, thank you very much once again. Congratulations to those who contributed to solidarity, not only within this community, but beyond. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is the time for the keynote speech. This year, as always, our keynote speaker was to be present with us in person, but the weather conditions prevented his plane from landing in Nuuk, not allowing him to board it, obviously, on the way to Copenhagen and to Warsaw. We are happy, nevertheless, that he was able to join us online instead. Mr. Simon Boysen-Müller graduated from Natolin in 2004 with a Master of Arts in Advanced Interdisciplinary European Studies. He has worked in the area of EU external relations since then. For 14 years in EU delegations in Jordan, Syria and Lebanon, in a broad range of functions including economy and trade attaché, head of political section, and acting head of the EU delegation to Syria during the height of the conflict in that country. From 2018 to 2024, Mr. Boysen-Müller worked in Brussels as a deputy head of unit in the Service for Foreign Policy Instruments, responsible for crisis response actions, contributing to stability and peace, with a focus on Africa and the Middle East. Since June 2024, he has been the head of the newly established Office of the European Commission in Greenland, thus the weather. And impressive list of achievements indeed, but today he is here online, first and foremost in his capacity as the cherished Natolin alumnus. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my true joy and honor to ask Mr. Simon Boysen-Müller, head of the European Commission's office in Greenland, and the Natolin alumnus of the John Locke promotion to deliver the keynote speech.
Distinguished faculty, families, friends and members of the College of Europe Natolin campus community, I wish I could have been there with you today, but unfortunately Arctic conditions mean that flights are not always guaranteed. So I sat in the airport yesterday until the cancellation, so I really have wished to be with you, especially because 22 years ago I was sitting in the same ceremony as you, where the time helped me prepare in terms of mindset and skills for my approach to the world and for my professional journey. So Natolin encourages an interdisciplinary way of thinking that has served me very well in a career in EU diplomacy and external action that has taken me across different roles and regions of the world, from the Middle East, now in the Arctic, and across multiple responsibilities both in the European External Action Service and in the European Commission. I have learned that in diplomacy and international relations, no issue is ever only political, only economic, only legal, or only cultural. The world cannot be divided into neat, separate boxes. And recognizing the connections between different dimensions and interests that coexist everywhere enhances true understanding. It also allows your thinking and approaches to adapt as the world around us evolves and the role of EU diplomacy and engagement evolves with it. While at Natolin, we talk about thinking outside the box. But throughout my career, I've had to navigate realities where the boxes themselves disappear, replaced by a multitude of overlapping geopolitical dynamics. This is also the case in my current role as the head of the European Commission office in Greenland. Greenland, for me, is an opportunity to work within a context that encompasses a multitude of geopolitical dynamics. Everything from climate policy to global supply chain dynamics. It is a chance to help shape an economic, political, and cultural partnership that has existed for more than 40 years, but remains relatively unknown to many both in the EU and in Greenland, despite Greenland being the 12th largest country in the world, and the EU being the main international partner of Greenland. While Greenland and the Arctic has received much more attention in recent months, most in Europe probably still think and see the Arctic as distant and somewhat foreign. But it's not. The Arctic is in the EU, and the EU is in the Arctic. Of the 8 Arctic nations, 5 are either EU member states or closely associated to the EU, and 7 out of the 8 are NATO members. The decision to open an EU office in Greenland was taken in 2021, and since then the international focus on the strategic and the security importance of the Arctic, including Greenland, has only grown and confirmed the importance of the decision to open. I know the new students at Natolin after the summer will have the opportunity to follow the new European security and strategy study track. So, while media focus mainly on the classical aspects of security, in the spirit of Natolin's interdisciplinary approaches, I take this opportunity to highlight a few angles of the EU-Greenland partnership, where Greenland has a significant role to play in Europe's security and strategic autonomy that maybe not be as well known as the other aspects. The war in Ukraine highlighted the EU's energy supply vulnerability, making Greenland's hydropower potential all the more noteworthy. And I must note that 22 years ago, my thesis at Natolin was on EU energy supply security, so either I was ahead of my time or it's a persistent issue. Another aspect is the use of mineral resources as a tool for political pressure by some, underscoring the need to diversify raw material supply chains, in particular from like-minded countries and reliable partners such as Greenland. And the third aspect I will mention is the vulnerability of critical infrastructure, such as the connection of internet between Europe and Asia that currently predominantly run through the Red Sea. This highlights the importance of developing alternative connectivity infrastructure, including making the Arctic for internet connectivity an interesting prospect. But it's essential to underline that this is not a one-sided partnership. It is a partnership built on shared values, mutual respect, reciprocal benefits, and complementarity. Where the EU seeks to diversify supply, Greenland aims to diversify its economy to reduce over-reliance on its primary sector, fisheries. In Greenland, climate change is not just statistics. It's something you see in the landscape around you, and something that impacts life and livelihoods. For example, when changing water temperature makes fish stock move out of reach for local fishes, or when the ice gets too thin for hunters to cross. It's particularly important in a country where 85% of food is imported. Hunting is not just a free time activity, it is a question of supplying food. As climate change is a global challenge, Greenland depends on like-minded international partners such as the EU, or partners that have broad reach to maintain focus on climate change, especially at a time when even basic scientific rules and laws, including respect for territorial integrity, human rights, and the right for self-determination. This also is security. A partnership is true. Both sides see their values and interests reflected. Hence, in international affairs, the ability to put yourself in the shoes of your counterpartner is as vital as understanding your own interests and limitations. That is why diplomatic presence matters, even in an era when technology allows meetings from anywhere, as we are fortunate enough to do now. But being present, understanding the geography, the economy, the administration, the history, the culture and interests of the place you are posted in is the reason for the investment in diplomatic relations. As an example, in Greenland, the EU has supported the education sector since 2007. But having your own kids in the school system or making the journey by plane and boat to visit a local school in a small isolated settlement makes you understand the reality of education in Greenland in a way you can hardly capture from a report. Managing a school system for a population of only 56,000 people, spread in 70-something unconnected villages and towns across a territory of 2.1 million square kilometers, is not comparable to what most other systems look like. You therefore have to adapt your responses if you want to be relevant. The same goes for cooperation in raw materials, critical infrastructure, connectivity, and any other area. Your role in a diplomatic mission is to identify opportunities as well as risks and to help guide relationships in ways that are beneficial and relevant. Because if a partnership is not relevant, it is inherently fragile and hence neither strategic nor enhancing security. So as you students prepare to leave this remarkable place and embark on your own careers, allow me to share just a few reflections. First, do not underestimate the value of curiosity. A diplomatic career, and indeed any career, demands that you keep learning. Countries change, institutions evolve, crises reshape assumptions. The people who make the greatest contributions are often those who remain open-minded and informed. Curiosity is not a luxury in diplomacy. It is a professional duty. You are not sent to another place to confirm your assumptions, but to challenge them, to learn, and to enrich your organization's knowledge and analysis. Second, resilience is essential. Some of the most important work in EU external actions take place in difficult environments and under significant pressure. This has been my experience in Syria, in managing crisis response actions, including for Ukraine in early 2022, and now it's also the case in Greenland. Resilience is equally important because your career path will not unfold as you expect. Some periods will be exciting, others frustrating. Some efforts will succeed and others will not. Resilience is not about being tough. It's about remaining open, serious, and constructive, even under pressure. And thirdly, careers are rarely linear. Mine certainly hasn't been. It has spanned economic, political, operational, and managerial functions, from delegations to Brussels, from development and recovery to crisis response. But every step has brought new perspectives, each of which later proved useful. So allow yourselves to grow in unexpected directions. Students, you are leaving Natolin at a time when Europe and the world face serious challenges. However, you also depart with something invaluable, an education rooted in European cooperation and shaped by intellectual openness. If my own journey since graduating from Natolin in 2004 has taught me anything, it is that such a foundation can carry you far and help you make meaningful contributions, even in the most demanding of circumstances. So as you take the next steps, do so with confidence, humility, and passion. Confidence in what you have learned, humility about the complexity of the world, and passion to use your knowledge in the service in something greater than yourself. Congratulations to all of you on this remarkable achievement. I wish you every success in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us today. And now I have the pleasure to ask the Director of the College of Europe, Mrs. Ewa Osińska-Tamecka, to deliver her farewell address. Madam Rector.
So many words have been said. There is not so much to be added. However, I have to give the farewell speech, and I want to give a farewell speech, because still I do believe that I have some words to be said by me to you. Dear guests, dear families, dear colleagues, dear friends of Natolin, and dear students. Today marks the end of your year at the College of Europe and the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. During your time here, the college gave you many things: knowledge, friendships, debates, unforgettable experiences, and perhaps even some fun along the way. But honestly, no academic institution can give you everything. No university can fully prepare anyone for the complexity of the world that awaits beyond its walls. However, what I hope the college has deepened in you is something far more important: the ability to continue learning long after formal education ends. Simon also said about this. The ability to learn how to learn. Because you are entering a world moving at an unprecedented pace. Artificial intelligence is transforming entire sectors with astonishing speed. Technological revolutions are reshaping economies, professions, and even human interactions. Across Europe and beyond, many people are asking themselves difficult questions about their future, their work, and their place in society. And within this uncertainty emerges a challenge for the whole world, for Europe, but especially for your generation. How can you navigate such a world? How can you find your place in it? And perhaps more importantly, how can you help shape it? Many politicians, journalists, sometimes even professors would describe you as future leaders. It is a beautiful and compelling expression, one that inspires ambition. But today I would like us to pause for a moment and ask, what does it mean to be a leader? And what exactly do we mean by future? We live surrounded by images of leadership. Through social media, film, series, and public discourse, leaders are often portrayed as good-looking, charismatic individuals with perfect confidence, persuasive words, and an exceptional ability to influence others. It is an attractive image, but I believe true leadership is something deeper. Leadership operates on two levels at once. First, there is the present, the ability to plan, to act, to make decisions, to evaluate reality clearly. But leadership is also about the future, the ability to anticipate challenges, to preserve quality and integrity, and finally, to ensure that potential of others is being considered today. All of us live through transformation, yet most of us approach it in one of two ways. Those who wait for change to settle, and those who define how change will settle. Those who shape changes do not rely on judgment or confidence. They mobilize knowledge, experience, humility, and empathy. Real strength does not lie in speaking the loudest. Harshness costs nothing. Cruelty requires no courage. True mastery lies elsewhere, in recognizing our own insecurities and those of others, and in supporting one another in times of uncertainty. This is why leadership cannot stem exclusively from reports, algorithms, or data. It also depends on dialogue, curiosity, imagination, and the courage to ask meaningful questions. In the last few years, much of the conversation surrounding artificial intelligence was marked by fascination. Today, global studies show growing uncertainty and declining trust regarding its impact on society. And so, amidst all these transformations, one essential question remains. What must remain at the center? The answer is simple: human. Technology will evolve, systems will change, entire professions may disappear, and others emerge. But kindness, empathy, and genuine communication cannot be replaced, not by ChatGPT, not by Claude, or by any future technology. Your humanity will remain your greatest strength and your greatest talent. This is not the first time humanity has faced a technology that changes everything. Last week, I announced in Bruges the upcoming year's patron de promotion, Johannes Gutenberg, an inventor from Mainz that played a huge role in Europe's transition into a modern era. His development of a printing system has a twofold meaning in the context of the college and our current world: free circulation of ideas, as well as technology being a driving factor of societal changes. His printing press spread knowledge on a scale that world had never seen, but it also allowed the wide circulation of dangerous ideas. The dark side might always shadow the bright one. AI is no different. What has protected us each time is not the invention itself, but how we choose to govern it together. Dear graduates, there is a proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Europe itself was built on this understanding of the power of the community, that cooperation, solidarity, and dialogue ultimately take us further than isolation ever could. So as you leave Natolin today, do not be afraid to have a mission. The world does not need influencer leaders. It needs committed leaders. It needs leaders capable of thinking critically while remaining compassionate. Leaders able to adapting without losing their values. Leaders able to ambition without losing their sense of responsibility toward others. You are needed with your fears and your dreams, with your doubts and your hopes, with your questions and your knowledge. Wherever your path may lead you after today, I hope you will carry with you the memory of this institution. And more than memory, a conviction that leadership begins not with influence, but with responsibility. Congratulations to you all. Thank you very much. Thank you for the whole year.
Bravo. Please join me in thanking Mr. Jakub Lubowicz for his remarkable performance of John Lennon's iconic Imagine. And following this performance, I sincerely hope that one of the things you will take away from Natolin will be precisely this imagination that Madam Rector was referring to, the imagination of a true leader, this ability to see further, to look further, to see beyond appearances, but also to see with your heart. The imagination of your heart will be your empathy in every undertaking you will engage in. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite you to warmly welcome the Natolin Choir as they come to the stage once again for the closing performance of this ceremony. Their inspiring voices reflect the unity, spirit, imagination, and talent of this community, of the Natolin community, directed by Mrs. Patrycja Kotlarska and accompanied by Mr. Piotr Matuszczyk on the piano and our very own Kansas Sifi on violin. Please put your hands together for one and only Natolin Choir. Honestly, how can you not love them? Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Natolin Choir. Conducted by Patrycja Kotlarska, accompanied by Piotr Matuszczyk and our very own Ken Zasifi. My dears, I would like to say that the entire faculty and staff are probably sharing feelings very similar to yours. Joy, nostalgia, and perhaps a certain relief after the exams. At this moment, we are reminded once again that we have been with you every step of the way, helping to ensure your safe passage to the finish line. That is why I would like to ask everyone to rise once more for just a moment. Please rise for just one moment so that we may acknowledge one another's efforts. Please join me in a heartfelt round of applause for the entire Natolin community, for everyone who not only made this academic year possible, but made it a success. Ladies and gentlemen, we all made it. Congratulations. This beautiful moment brings our graduation ceremony to a close. And I would like to now invite students and staff together in front of the palace, which means the other side, for the traditional Natolin graduation photo. And after the photo session, please join us for the farewell lunch next to the Winter Garden. Your children or partners or your dear ones who have studied here will tell you where to go, don't worry. Do not forget to approach the middle window of the library to collect the souvenirs we have prepared for our dear students, a Natolin alumni pin, like my own, and a backpack. Finally, one more important announcement and invitation from our students, Ksenia and Władysław. Once the ceremony and lunch are over, at 3 p.m., you are all invited to Auditorium Copernicus. Again, you will be guided, for a student-organized high-level event, high-level meeting with the president-elect of Belarus and the leader of Belarusian opposition, Ms. Svetlana Tsikhanouskaya, a unique opportunity to engage with a unique person. And for now, Thank you once again for this ceremony. Thank you for this wonderful year. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap.